Welcome in, friendos, to Leading Off. I am Chris Welsh. That is KC Bubba. And Leading Off is brought to you by PrizePicks. Go and check out the promo code Leading Off. When you go check out PrizePicks, get a 100% match up to $100. Do it today. Make some money. Have so much fun. Welcome in to a wonderful Friday. We're going into the weekend. We get the hell out of this week, Bubba. Sometimes we can say sayonara. Today, we've got some stuff. Kind of a boring day yesterday, if we're being honest. No hitters going on today. We had that on Wednesday. We have got prize picks. We have got bets. And we've got a brand new segment coming up into the show, Bubba, that is going to be following us through the rest of the season. It's called Road Trip with Welsh and Corbin Carroll. I'm very excited about it off the last episode. But Bubba, how are we doing, brother?
I am doing great. It's Friday. I am ready for the weekend like no one's business. And I hope we get some better baseball because, yesterday there was 8 games, but it wasn't really anything going on. So we got some players coming back. We got some fun stuff. So it should be a fun weekend ahead.
Though we did have, we did have like a no-hitter. Like we get very hyper-focused on what happened Thursday. Going to 3 days a week makes it a little bit tougher, but we did have the perfect game from Michael Lorenzen.
No hitter. No hitter. He had 4
No
walks.
hitter. I'm sorry. I say perfect game. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. That was almost an Edwin Jackson no-hitter.
Yeah.
7 walks or whatever, but no-hitter from Michael Lorenzen, who was efficient and has been doing it really. I don't want to call it like one of those like Edwin Jackson type of no-hitters, but he's kind of been playing at that level all year of like the underlying stats have not justified, but it's just kind of a fantastic moment to take advantage of having him on your roster. I'm really not sure if there's any sellability from Lorenzen.
No, there's not. And he's been outstanding. The 2 starts with Philadelphia, and then the 4 starts part of that with Detroit. It's like 40-something innings pitched, 31 Ks, 5 earned runs. Biggest thing, 5 wins in a world where we're trying to find wins in fantasy. He's picking up the dub. So he's been very effective. Ratio's been great. It's you can't sell him. No one's going to give you what you want from Lorenzen.
Now, we're also live streaming, as always. People listening on the podcast who want to check us out on the YouTube channel, you can drop questions. We interact with the audience, the Peanuts, the Cracker Jack, so feel free to do that. Like Lee, who said, guess who faced Lorenzen in 2 leagues? Ooh.
Ouch.
Guess who had Lorenzen in 2 leagues? Ooh, this guy, kind of a Lorenzen guy, no big deal. So we got news and notes. We got all the stuff and things. Actually, also going to talk about Pipeline released their big in-season update. They only do like one in-season update for prospects. We'll look at that in a little rookie-looky, as well as a very interesting award-based bet you can make on one of the sites that I want to present to you. But we did get the return of Clayton Kershaw. Return of the Mac. Clayton Kershaw, 1 run over 5 innings. Didn't get a decision. Gave up a homer to Elhurst Montero. But he had 4 strikeouts, no walks, 67 pitches. They didn't really push him. Whole bunch of strikes. I guess they said to complete 5 frames. I don't know if I said 4, but 5 frames in here. And also apparently unveiled a new splitty change that was going on there. So talk to me about that return of Clayton Kershaw and how good you're feeling.
Oh, it's great to see him. I always feel good. Like I tell people, it's as a Giants fan, you're supposed to hate the Dodgers. It's hard to hate Clayton Kershaw. Dude, it's just like one of the best pitchers we'll ever see pitch. And it's great to have him back. I knew they limit him, so that was kind of part of the game. But to see a new split change from the veteran on his return from the IL when you should probably just be worried about normal pitches at that point in time, that's just Clayton Kershaw in a nutshell for you. So if he can actually utilize that efficiently with that big, nasty 12-6 he's got going on, it just makes him even crazier coming in the postseason.
You know what's interesting? Like being around, like the backfields and stuff like that all year long. Obviously, the sweeper kind of took over. That was like the big new thing. But the amount of guys I heard that were working on new changeups, I heard it from Joe Musgrove. There were 2 other players. I'm completely forgetting the names. There were 2 other players early in camp. And then, I think there was another guy like 2 months ago in season. You got Kershaw. It's interesting that the changeup, whether it's like a new version or just a new grip, has been the pitch that guys have tried to tinker with in season.
Makes sense in a roundabout way because you can, if you go back to the old tunneling conversations and whatnot, your fastball changeup can look so identical because your splitters and your sliders, the grips and the angles are all different. If you can get a good fastball changeup combination going, that actually could be quite effective. So it makes sense in a world where velocity, everyone was all about get velocity, get velocity, get velocity. Well, most have got to as high as they're going to get. That's just the reality of the world. So now it's the difference in velocities and the changeups your answer to that. So that's pretty interesting.
And I know, like, I remember talking with Eno earlier in the year when we were talking about Gavin Stone, and he he kind of called Gavin Stone's changeup a splitter because it's got a lot of split action. So those two can kind of share similarities, even though it is a changeup. But Clayton Kershaw back.
Different changeup grip. Sorry, like there's the circle change. There's like almost like a palm ball, and basically the way it leaves the fingers will change. Like I know, Sarah's, but I did pitch at one point, so it'll.
Oh, I didn't know you. Were you a pitcher?
Well, back in like middle school and high school, and then I stopped. But I was a lefty. I was like kind of Kirk Reeder, but probably 100 pounds heavier. So that was me.
I've been thinking about with the first pitch Arizona and everybody coming here, like we got to have a softball game.
No, we have wiffle ball, dude.
Or wiffle ball. That'd even be great.
Right across from the hotels, that big park there in Mesa. I've been saying it's like the best way to play a wiffle ball game.
Well, I want to get one of the teams to let us play on one of the backfields. Play I want to play real softball, but wiffle ball would be.
Oh, I'd be down for real softball. Like bring it. Like I'm in. If you can pull your strings there, Welsh. I know you're kind of a big deal on the backfield.
Well,
it's like I did back pages. You went back pages to backfield. So
I did. I did do a media batting practice years and years ago. I shared it was actually it was the impetus of like, oh, I'm going to lose weight. I lost a lot of weight after that. After I saw professional pictures of myself, but I almost hit a homer out of that backfield park. I hit it right at the wall. That was fun. So who knows? Maybe we'll get something going. We can put that out there. These two pitchers, Noah Syndergaard and Alek Manoah, battled it out. Whoa, worlds collide here. Cindy. 5 2/3, struck out 5, had 2 walks, 1 earned run. Actually, a good game. Alek Manoah, really never, went 4, struck out 6, but he gave up 3, walked 4. So my question to you with this, rest of season, who would you rather have, Noah Syndergaard or Alek Manoah?
I'll still go with Manoah. I want 0 to do with either one of these guys. I'll just go with Manoah because we know the ceiling with Manoah. Like he's found it once or twice, maybe. It's there. He's still young. Where Syndergaard's just a shell of himself. Like he's struggling to get to 90 miles an hour at times. I'll go Manoah, but I want 0 to do with either one of these guys.
I want 0 to do with either one of these. I get, though, like, you know what? No. I'm going to do the thing.
Don't even try to convince yourself. Like you could be in a 24-team league. It's probably still a bad idea.
I gave you the option. I'm not taking the option.
Yeah, that's what a good host does. We got it.
Yeah. I mean, but honestly, maybe it is Syndergaard. Like Syndergaard with that defense, there's no offensive support.
He might be the safer play.
But it's just like Manoah's going to give up 4 or 5 every single game.
Time.
Like maybe Syndergaard can have a performance like this. Fabi asked, what position do I play? So I can play outfield. But I played third base in my competitive softball years, which Bogman and I played on like 3 years. I'm a third baseman. I'm tall for a first baseman. I got a good glove. My arm is just not great. That's my problem. But I got a good glove, decent bat, so I can play all around the field. Super util.
Man, where was the Patreon when you and Bogman were on a softball team?
We were podcasting. We were softballing, so then we got back to it. So, yeah, who knows? Maybe we will. Bubba with the Master Slutter. That's right. Oh, do we still have the? This will be Bubba after the second inning. Just slutter, four seam, boom, boom. That's Bubba's arsenal. I guess saying that was maybe more your college arsenal than your high school arsenal.
Yeah, much more my college. Yes. Thursday night on the backfields.
Yeah, not the back pages.
Nope, not the back pages.
I got something for you, and this is going to be kind of a quiz. So Max Muncy hit his 28th homer, kind of coming back to the Dodgers here on Thursday. But he's pairing that with a 195 batting average. So I had to do some research, and God knows if this ended up being correct. I was using StatMuse, and that's a whole thing. But I liken this because I thought of Kyle Schwarber, who just the other day hit his 30th home run. And I could only find 4 total players in a season that have hit 30 or more homers with a sub 200 batting average. Only 4. Again, if I'm wrong, I apologize, but I was spending all morning, way too much this morning trying to figure this out. And the reason that this got even more prevalent is because we are just about to have 2 players with a sub 200 batting average hit 30 homers. Kyle Schwarber, a 182 batting average. Obviously, Muncy has to keep it down. 4 players, but Bubba, 2 of those 4 did it in the same season. So Muncy and Schwarber about to do it if Muncy keeps his batting average down. These 2 players did it in the same season, and one is not Kyle Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber, by the way, has the lowest batting average of any player to ever hit 30 homers currently. Can you name, or the audience, name the 2 players in the same season that did this?
Well, I don't know if it's the 2 players in the same season, but it feels like Adam Dunn would be on this list somewhere.
He's not on this list. Actually, Fabi already got one of them. Of the four,
there's a good
so we
guess
know
by
Schwarber.
BT Fouts has a good guess right there.
Not in the same season. You guys did get one. Gallo is one.
Gallo makes a lot of sense. So is Gallo the one of the two in the same season you're talking about?
He is. So
Can you at least say American or National League?
It was in the National League.
That's way before Rob Deere. It was another piece of work. Was it Bellinger?
It was not Bellinger.
Because he had that year that was atrocious.
It was not Bellinger.
I don't know. I'll just keep throwing things at the wall and we'll be recording for 2.5 hours.
Okay, well, we'll come back to it in just a tiny bit. But you have one of the players. There are two more players still, and the other player that did it with Joey Gallo. I'm going to tell you the year. 2021 is the year.
Only a couple years ago.
But Kyle Schwarber currently with the lowest batting average. Muncie about to join him, and it'll be only the second time to have, if he keeps.
Was it Jorge Soler?
Jorge Soler is incorrect. Incorrect. It's a great guess. But incorrect. We'll come back to it. You got to get the guy that paired with Joey Gallo, and then the other one. The other one, none of y'all are getting. I don't think I would get it, but then when I saw it, I was like, oh, I know what it is. This is a good one. I actually had an autograph of this guy, met this guy. So we'll come back to that. So sit on that for a little bit. Award season. But I was going through, and obviously we like to take a look at the awards when we can, what's going on, who's up for Cy Young, who's up for Rookie of the Year. I was actually going through one of the sites, DK, and they've actually taken off a couple. You can't even bet currently the Rookie of the Year in the NL. At least as of when I looked this morning, it was off. The same thing happened with one of the I think it was the AL award winner. They took that off because of Ohtani, and they took the Corbin Carroll one off. But what popped to me was the NL award. Not only is Ronald Acuna the favorite, I think we know that. It's gotten to a ridiculous thing. But 650 versus you can play the field. A plus 500 bet to get any other player in baseball to win it. That counts Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman is currently 4-1. So my question to you is, could you get down with this bet where you get the entire field versus Ronald Acuna? Though we know it's essentially Freddie Freeman, but check this out. You get plus 100 more odds if you bet the field than just betting Freddie Freeman, which is wild. So what could you do this?
I see what you're going with, but no. I talked with Bloomfield about it on our show Thursday night that what Ronald Acuna is doing is not getting the appropriate love because Ohtani's amazing. Like what Acuna is doing, he could legit finish like 40-70 if he runs hot for another month and a half. That is just insanity. And he's hitting 340 on top of it. He's striking out he has a higher barrel rate than strikeout rate right now. That is
barrel rate.
He's barreling the ball almost 15% of the time with a 12.6% strikeout rate.
How many players are doing that?
Nobody, basically.
Is there any? There's got to be another player.
I'm just speculating, but it's very hard to do because the average barrel rate's 8%. The average strikeout rate's 17, 18%. So the fact he's flipped it on its head, it's just so. I know we all love Acuna. We all talk about Acuna, but if Shohei's not doing Shohei things right now, Acuna is the guy getting all that attention, and then they might have that off the board. He's that good.
You can call him Acuna.
Oh man, that's amazing.
All right, so check this out because I'm looking here because the barrel percentage, that's the tough one to get. There are of qualified hitters. Let's get here. Okay, so the thing I was going to say while I'm looking at this. All right, so I have 54 qualified hitters currently with a 10% or higher barrel rate. The problem is so many of those low K guys are crazy low barrel guys. The Luis Arias is
for power.
2% barrel rate or
that's
something
why it's
like
so
that.
unique, man.
So I can't see. I need to probably do a custom board to do it, so I'm not going to be able to do it today. But there are 54 players with a barrel rate of 10% or higher. And I'm looking here. Freddie Freeman is on this list, and his K percentage could be lower. I'm going through the rest. I don't think anybody else is going to get this. I mean, you see Gunnar Henderson, Eugenio. Can you look real quick? What is Freddie Freeman's strikeout percentage?
Let me pull it up right now.
Because he might be the only other one as I look there. I see Shohei is number 1 in barrel in the league right now.
That's insane because he is that good.
Acuna, Juan Soto's the other at 13.3. Those are the only two.
He would make sense. Freeman striking out 16.8%.
Okay, what is Soto real quick? Because I think those are going to be – I don't even need to look at the rest of them because I don't think anybody else.
Yeah, Soto makes sense because he checks that box all the time. No, he's 20.4 this year. It's the highest of his career.
Wow. Okay. So that's his strikeout percentage?
Yeah, 20.4.
Okay.
Yeah, his walk rate's 19.6. His strikeout's 20.4.
That's crazy. So there you
Yep.
go. I mean, that is a wild stats. But if you wanted to play it, it's plus
I
500
get,
to
I
take
get the
anybody
I get
else.
the odds, and it makes sense if you're willing to gamble. It's just I don't see how Acuna loses unless he like I don't even want to say it. Like it's
Yeah, well,
just
if
he has to
he if
stop
that
playing
did
for the rest of the year.
if that did happen, if that thing
Yeah.
that you're talking about did happen, Freddie Freeman is on his heels though. Freddie
Oh,
Freeman,
Freeman would deserve it in a heartbeat. Like he's well deserving. It's similar to like me saying Acuna's not getting the love because of Otani. Freeman's not getting the love because of Acuna. Like
yeah.
that's kind of where it's all.
But that's kind of the bet you're betting on
Yeah,
here. So I
I
thought that
get
was
it.
an interesting one in
Quick
the
question
award
for you.
season.
Quick question. I know I'm diverting from what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But with Acuna, this was brought up as well on the show last night because he's such a cheat code right now in fantasy that next year, do you think you should have a third round reversal like the old LaDainian Tomlinson days in football? Because if you draft Acuna, you're so far ahead of the pack.
No, it's a good question, but no, because the same thing is said about daily transaction leagues with Otani.
True.
Like Otani is like not fair unless you play in Yahoo and he's two different human beings, which is still stupid in my mind. But like, no, I just don't think so. I don't like the to me that's like being like we got to have premium tight ends. Like I think premium tight ends are stupid, but it's like we got to give them 1.5 and stuff like that. I get the logic behind that, but I'm not playing into that one. Laser got the one player that is with Joey Gallo, Eugenio Suarez in that
He's
year.
with the Reds.
That was the one, and I think I went away from. Did I close it? Why would I do that? I did. I think I did close it, but I do know the other guy. So 4 players, sub 200 batting average of 30 plus homers. We know Kyle Schwarber. He's the worst of all of them. Joey Gallo and Suarez did it as a team in 2021, and they're going to be paired with Muncy if he keeps it down. There's one other player. He played with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Bogman and I both met him. Mark Reynolds. Mark Reynolds is the other guy. That's the great pullback. That's a very, very good one. Yeah. So Mark
Once you
Reynolds
say it,
is
it's
the
like,
other
yeah,
guy.
that checks out.
Yeah. And then there are a whole bunch that were like at the bottom of the 200s, but those are your prolific power hitters with absolutely no batting average if you think it helps you. So, oh, yeah. Michael even said he looked it up so he won't spoil it, but give a hint, Welsh's D-backs. That's right.
Hey, guys, just so you know, most of the time it always comes back to Welsh's D-backs.
I mean, it does. It kind of does. Yeah, exactly. Only other thing I was going to throw out on the news was Jose Bautista. He signed a 1-day contract with the Blue Jays today to retire.
That's cool.
He was always trippy to me, wasn't he? Didn't he like pop when he was like 32 or something? I felt like he popped when he was so old.
He was like the original. Who cares about strikeouts? Let's swing as hard as we can and elevate the baseball. He like started that revolution. It felt like, and he all of a sudden started hitting bombs everywhere.
Yeah, it's so weird. So he's doing that. That's a good callback for him. I wanted to pull this out for the rookie lookie. We're going to get your take on this. Pipeline, MLB Pipeline, all the great crew over there, Jonathan Mayo, Jim Callis, had them both on my show on Prospect One. They released their big update for the prospects here. And the top 100, their 30s, but their top 10 is pretty wild. So check this out. And I want to remind you, this is not fantasy. This is real baseball, which could put some of these things into question. In fantasy, we build up. The only thing that fantasy has hurt itself with prospects is people get so locked into recency. Like, where is the guy? When is the guy going to come up and help me tomorrow? A lot of people will value that. Instead of in pure dynasty, which I kind of do, looking at the totality, like, it's cool to have a guy that's going to come up and produce this year, but I would also probably rather have the guy that could be the #1 overall prospect and build bigger value long term. I'm looking for longer term. So here is the new top 10, Bubba. At 1, Jackson Holiday. No shocker there. Number 2, Jackson Churio. It's all Jacksons. I'm sorry. It's all good. Number 3, new drafted this year, Paul Skeens, the #1 pitcher and the #3 overall prospect. Number 4, Tillon Cruz. Just drafted. Number 4. Number 5, Ethan Salas, a 17-year-old. I don't think a 17-year-old, I could be wrong. I don't think a 17-year-old has ever made their top 10 list. The bottom, Junior Caminero behind Ethan Salas. James Am I back?
Yeah, you're back now. Yes,
I'm
I should have
back.
taken it. I should have taken a screenshot of that. That was amazing.
I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad you didn't. I saw
Yeah,
that it
like
was
they
open.
said it in the chat. Open mouth Welsh. I was just sitting there like, is it me? I was refreshing pages to make sure it
Don't
wasn't
you
me.
dare. So I don't even know what you did. You even hear the bottom 5?
No, I did not.
Okay,
Cut
so
off
or
after Ethan Salas, 17-year-old, first time ever.
17-year-old, ridiculous. Yeah, sorry, blip. They're trying to. I'm getting Joe's internet. The AI is coming in here, and then also they're doing fiber installs around here. The next 5: Junior Caminero, James Wood, Evan Carter, Jackson Merrill, Jordan Lawler. Lots of shortstops, but a 17-year-old catcher, Ethan Salas, over Junior Caminero, over James Wood, over Evan Carter. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. Definitely a victory lap for me because I've been the Ethan Salas guy. I did a big thing about it earlier this year, so this has been really nice to see. But a 17-year-old in the top 5 prospects overall is a wild push to dynasty owners who are also trying to figure out values.
I guess for me, because I'm not the prospect guy, that's why I trust people like yourself to help me with all this. But the kind of the takeaway for me, it's all AA and below. But which, like in the past, like you mentioned, the recency and everything, we would have kind of ignored that for fantasy. So many guys are jumping from AA now. So there's a great chance we see a lot of these guys like next year having some kind of impact. So it is an interesting list, and age is not a crutch or whatever they call it these days. So like they don't. It's a youth movement. It's good.
It is. Dude, it is. And Ethan Salas, this is a guy I drafted in one of our 3-sport leagues in. Been trying to tout him. It's a catcher, and like real baseball guys value catching more. So I don't know if he's really top 5 necessarily in fantasy at this point. But, you know, you're getting guys like him, and Sebastian Walcott was 67 on their list. Youth movement kind of getting more of a push in the top prospects. Very interesting. You guys want to check that out. Go check out Pipeline. Also, you can check out my updates I've got over at inthisleague.com on my Patreon, which has got my top 500 prospects. You can see where Ethan Salas and all these guys are listed. Kind of a wild thing. All right, let's go over to injuries. Injuries. Mike Trout told reporters earlier this week that he is aiming to take batting practice soon. So that's a very good sign. When he's not getting autographs with Shohei Ohtani, did you see that?
That card was so sick. The strikeout of the that's awesome.
So here's something. I don't think I knew this, or maybe I did. I'd heard it through the grapevine, but apparently, talking with my best friend Corbin Carroll, who we talk all the time. Yeah, and everything. He told me that apparently Mike Trout is a big card collector, not just like a little bit, but like a big card collector. And Dennis Idler's son actually said, I think it was done through an article, that like every city that Mike Trout goes to, he like buys cases of cards. And I guess he's a huge collector. So if you don't know, the Topps Now card of Shohei Ohtani and him going up against each other from the WBC was an awesome card. He took 3 of those. He signed it. He got Shohei to sign it. And I think also
the interpreter.
Is it Kanchi?
I can't remember his name.
Yeah. No, not his name. That's the signature type.
Oh, gotcha.
So he did that. His real autograph. Trout signed it, and Trout inscribed 2 of them to say USA and 1 to say Captain America. Gave 1 to the interpreter, one to Shohei, and he kept 1. That is the wildest card on the planet.
That's a card that we're going to see in X-Men. We might not even be alive when we see it, but that thing's going to get auctioned off for insanity amounts.
Well, I don't know if they would ever get rid of it. I mean, he's a collector. They're a collector. I don't know if you ever get rid of that and you're on hard times. I don't think either one of them are ever be on hard times.
I doubt it, but, the economy. So you never know.
Things get rough. The housing market goes up a little bit. You got to get a house. So you got to sell that. Ohtani seems like the kind of guy that would just look at that and be like, cool. And he just like put in the spokes of his bicycle as he rides around town being like, I'm the greatest. That type of thing.
He can go put it with Masataka, what's his name from the Yankees back in the day. His collection he has in his I just totally blanked the outfielder that
Hideki?
played. Hideki Matsu.
Does he have a collection? I didn't know he had a collection.
No, he had a different collection. He liked adult films.
Different. Okay, well, he might not. I wouldn't want that card in that collection. Then that defile that card.
Yeah.
So I will let you know. We're coming up here. I'm going to let the chat do this. There's another kind of pseudo game. Before the home run contest, we are presenting to you. Don't you dare, Fabi. I know exactly what you were talking about. I know exactly. Everybody here in the chat, we're not going to say it, but Fabi, we know what you're talking about in the chat. We are going to be presenting the new segment, Road Trip with Welsh and Corbin Carroll. So here is your guys' job. It's going to be, I have a better idea of how we're going to present it in the future, but today you're just going to get to see. Your guess is where did Corbin and I travel to?
So it's like,
That's
where in the
coming
world
up
is
here.
Carmen Sandiego?
It's
But it's
exactly.
where in
We
the
could
world-
call it Where in the World is Welsh and Carroll. We could do that. That
where
could be
in
the
the world
name.
are the two besties?
What road trip did we go on? So you guys can start guessing what the road trip will be. You're going to find out here on the YouTube. Podcasters, go on the YouTube. You'll find out in about 5 minutes or less. So put some guesses in the chat.
And so
we
you
will
guys know,
celebrate
I have
somebody.
no idea, and I'm very excited about this.
No, I'm not. I haven't shown. There's only 2 people in the world that know about this, and we'll all know about this. And I almost thought, I feel like this should be the new home run contest, the second home run contest, when we do a giveaway. Is people who guess where we're traveling each time. But this is the first trial run, and we'll start counting next week. So that's going to be coming up here in just a tiny bit. So put your guesses in the chat, and we will have so much fun. Speaking of fun, check out PrizePicks. PrizePicks promo code leading off, 100% deposit gets you up to $100 matched. And you guys can play your 2, 3, 4, 5 PrizePicks. I think they even go further. They've got other different promos that are going on. PrizePicks is a ton of fun. They give the best options on these based games in the entire industry. Trust me, I look around, I see them. The coolest. We love the combos. They got lots of combos, not just strikeouts, but they even go into hitter combos, fantasy scores, and more. Check them out today. PrizePicks, promo code leading off. Bubba, who are you playing on the PrizePicks?
I'm having a little fun with this one. Johan Oviedo, over 30.5 fantasy points. He's hit it three straight times for the last 5. He's been getting quality start after quality start. Gets a great matchup on Friday. So I'm going Oviedo over 30.5. It's a Reds team that's striking out a ton right now. Give me Corey Seager over 7.5 fantasy points against Alexander opening for Stripling by the Bay. I think it's way too low for a guy of Seager's standard. We'll talk about him more later. And then Ronald Acuna Jr. I'm taking over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Tyler Miguel is taking the mound for the Mets, and Acuna could do this in one at-bat. So I'm going to go with Acuna on this one.
My PrizePicks, I'm going with did you say you had an Oviedo? Okay, you had a different one. Because I'm going Oviedo, Abbott, strikeouts, 11 and a half.
I like that too. Like that.
Under, though. I don't know if you like
that
one. But that's the thing. I'm going on the under on that. Just Pirates striking out. Abbott's been kind of reeling a little bit. So I'm taking the under on 11 and a half strikeout combo. I'm taking the Sale and Tariq Skubal Nerfy, NRFI under to not give up a run in the first inning. And I'm adding that with Freddie Freeman fantasy score 8.5. I like both of those gentlemen quite a bit. I pulled a Joe, and I completely forgot to give you guys a 3 up and 3 down. So I'm going to do that really quick, by the way. Your 3 up, Jose Altuve went 4 for 5 with a homer and 2 doubles. Reese Olson, 6 innings, 8 Ks, 0 earned runs, only had 2 hits. Matthew Liberatore, 8 innings, 2 hits, 7 strikeouts on Thursday. Big ups on the downs. Corbin Carroll gave up only 1 hit, no earned runs, but he walked 7. Ridiculous. Yeah, you're only gonna give up 1 hit when you walk 7.
I gotta help you here. It's Patrick Corbin, not Corbin Carroll. You have Corbin Carroll on the brain.
Did I say Corbin Carroll?
Yes.
Oh, Patrick Corbin. Well, honestly, you know what? I wish Corbin probably also has 7 walks and 1 hit in his last week too. I wish that would pick back up.
Your love knows no bounds.
It doesn't. I see Corbin. I just Hunter Brown, 6 innings, 5 earned runs, 8 strikeouts. He gave up 2 homers. Alek Manoah, 4 innings, 6 strikeouts. 4 earned runs, like we talked about, a couple walks. Also wanted to throw out, I had some weekend streaming pitchers to take a look at. Steven Matz has got Kansas City this weekend, Rich Hill, Arizona, Tawan Walker, Minnesota, and Cole Reagans against Cincinnati, or against St. Louis. Those are your Saturday matchups. I like Steven Matz the most. And Sunday, you've got Brandon Pfaadt going up against the Padres, Cutter Crawford against Detroit, Silseth against Houston, and Robert Suarez against Minnesota. I would go with Cutter Crawford. Those would be my the probably pick-upable, as my word is, pick-upable players that you can get into. Bets. What are you betting here on Friday?
And real quick for the chat there, yes, Cedric Mullins is activated today. That dropped right as we started recording. So, yes, you guys are correct. Bringing that one for fun.
Yes.
Bets. Enrique Hernandez, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at -110. Gets the lefty Gomber. And Enrique looks amazing since rejoining the Dodgers, unfortunately. So I like that one a lot. Corey Seager, over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I like the fantasy number. This is at +125. So if he gets that fantasy number, he'll get this as well. And then if you want to parlay, I with Welsh, I usually don't like to parlay, but if you want Atlanta, Milwaukee, Dodgers, all first 5, it's +222. If you want to get risky, do a -0.5 each, you get +400. Those are games that heavily favor those 2 teams on paper should do very well.
Yeah, I love first 5s. I actually have also got that first 5 Milwaukee, but I'm pairing that. So I've got the first 5 money line for Milwaukee, and I'm pairing it with the first 5 money line of Houston, getting 141. So you just went Atlanta, Milwaukee, Dodgers. I took them 2. I get plus, 1.5 on the money. Milwaukee, Houston, first 5. I also really like Jesus Luzardo strikeouts today. 6.5 up against the Yankees. Yankees have been striking out. I think over the last 3 games, they struck out like 12 per game. Obviously, the Yankees line up a little bit more dangerous, but I'm going to go with Luzardo, 6.5, and I believe it was minus 125. So that's even not horrible juice for the Jesus Lizard. What do you got on DFS?
DFS, big 13 games today. Corbin Burns against the Chicago White Sox at 11.2K. Burns has been amazing since July 1st. Lance Lynn has been great with the Dodgers. Should strike out a ton of Rockies, 8.9K. And then Oviedo, talked about the love already, 7K for some value versus the Reds. If you're stacking it up, there's a ton of places to go, but you can go with the usual suspects. Dodgers versus Gomber, Atlanta versus McGill, Milwaukee versus Kopech, Philadelphia versus Keuchel are all great places to start. And then value on the slate, Bryce Terang has been very, very, very good since his last recall. He's second base shortstop. He's 3K versus Kopech. Enrique Hernandez, the previously mentioned, third base outfield viable, 3K versus Gomber. And then Nelson Velasquez got recalled as Drew Waters went to the IL. He's 2.6K versus Wainwright, and I love the power that Velasquez brings to the table. So if you want to go full YOLO, I think the Royals pound Wainwright because everyone's pounding Wainwright. But that's the value as well.
So where are Welsh and Corbin going on a road trip? It's road trip time. I'm going to tell you this right now. I just got the idea. Starting Monday for the rest of the season, we are going to be playing this game every show, and I'm going to be tracking who gets them correct. And I think I'm going to pull out an autographed Corbin Carroll, an in-person autograph card, and I will send it to the winner who gets the most correct answers of where are me and Corbin traveling to. Today won't count. We did get a couple guesses. Bill said to Carl's Jr. to see Bogman.
That's amazing. Bill should win right now.
Jesse, the Lion's Den. That's an ITL one. We didn't go to the Lion's Den, buddy.
That's good.
Angelo said the batting cages. Gentlemen, you are all incorrect. It's a home. There was a home stand. Corbin was back in Arizona. Me and Corbin, we love beautiful things.
Go to Camelback Ranch, to the mountain.
We didn't go to Camelback Ranch. We went to kind of a better mountain. Road trip, Corbin, Carroll, and Welsh at the Grand Canyon. Look at us.
In the ballpark.
We're so happy. Look at us. Me and Corbin at the Grand Canyon. It's road trip. That's where Corbin and I went out to. If you got Grand Canyon and you didn't say it, you were correct. Corbin and I hanging out, not the Heart Attack Grill, not Niagara Falls. Nope. We were headed to the Grand Canyon on the home trip. Look how happy we look at the Grand Canyon. Oh, it's so beautiful in the background, Bubba.
I love Doobie Wah's guess, by the way.
What was this, guys?
Going to Vegas for a shotgun wedding.
No. We were just heading out to the Grand Canyon. We took a nice picture. We were careful of the railing, and then we headed home, and Corbin went back to doing his baseball. So that was where Welsh and Corbin Carroll were on our road trip too. You guys can start playing along with us for more guesses. Maybe I'll start giving hints. Maybe I'll give a hint at the top of the show or something, and I'm going to see who gets the most correct answers. And then we'll give a prize. I'm not going to give a prize to you guys that keep guessing honeymoon. So there you go. I don't know what to tell you. Yes, Angelo, that was photoshopped, by the way. If you that was photoshopped. We didn't actually go. Do I need to give a caveat? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we didn't actually go travel anywhere.
We got like a disclaimer in the corner.
Corbin Carroll doesn't even know what's going on, even though we're best friends. So there you go. All right, home run contest. We do have a home run board. Speaking of Corbin Carroll, one person's going to win that autograph inscribed helmet via Sid's Graphs. Blue Harvester still at the top. This is pretty similar to the board before. The Wonky is in fifth position. So we got Blue Harvester with 45 homers at the top. JJ Tater with 40 homers, number 2, a 5-homer difference. Number 3, Razor Ramon, the bad guy at 39. We also have R. Hoffman in 4th place at 38. Wonky's in 5th with 34. I am in 6th with 33. Then we've got Helpless, Zamboni, Randy. 33 is kind of the number here. So I guess I'm tied with a whole bunch of people. That's what the home run board is currently looking like. So Bubba, who's your home run call today?
I'm going to stick with targeting Gomber in LA. Give me some Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts having a heck of a season. I think Betts goes deep.
Okay. I forgot who the hell did I pick? I don't even know if I picked
pick a Brave.
I'm gonna go. You're ready to what? I got so busy with the Grand Canyon photo, making sure everything was good. I didn't even pick anybody today. I am going to go with. Who'd you say? Pick a Brave?
Yeah. Pick a Brave.
No. Well, you know what? I should pick a Brave. I picked Austin. I'm going to go with Matt Olson. Yeah, Matt Olson is the
keep going back and forth, and then everybody knows to play the other person if you're playing DFS, and we're good.
That is. And you know what? I can actually change it if I want, because I can go over, if I'm a part of the Fantasy Pros Discord, I can go in. There's a room where you can change your home run calls at any time if you needed to. You can make your daily changes if you wanted to be a part of this, plus tons of other cool stuff that's going on the Discord. So go and check it out. Fantasy Pros Premium. Check out that today. That is all that we have for you. We're going to be back next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. More news, more bets, more prize picks, and more road trips. We'll start the road trip thing next week. So very excited. I've actually already got the next couple road trips all set. So just putting out there. We might have an open and some music. We're going to make it a whole thing. So
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you want to win.
You need a map with like a bus with your two heads on it, just kind of going through the country.
Yeah. I need some serious animators to help me out.
Come on, Fantasy Pros, get on it. Let's go.
Yeah, shout out to Ethan for just cleaning up me and Corbin's picture of the Grand Canyon, not, photoshopping us or anything like that. But you guys can find us on Twitter at @IsItTheWelsh. You can find Bubba at BDintric. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We'll have a ton more fun next week, getting you guys into your playoffs. For Bubba, I'm Welsh. We out for now. Bye-bye, friends. Peace out.